Hey guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. I had a request through DM to do a video on my daily routine. So it is very similar to the one I had last year that I filmed in Sedona, but it's a little bit different, I guess, just in a different order. So this is my routine. I'm not going to walk you through it in the house because I don't know if the person whose house this is, if they want their house to be on the internet. So I'm not going to do that this time around like I did last year when I lived in Sedona. But I'll just tell you what the routine is. So I get up at 4 a.m. still. I do a half an hour meditation where I just sit. It's just a do nothing meditation. And then I make a cup of keto coffee. I generally intermittent fast until about 1 p.m. typically. So like 18 to 20 hours a day is like my goal for intermittent fasting. I just drink keto coffee in the morning. And I do affirmations in the mirror. And then I do a breathing exercise where I just breathe in for count of 7, hold for 4, and then breathe out slowly through the heart space, just envisioning it. I do that a few times, and then I do an out loud appreciation for the 7 basic needs. So air, water, sleep, food, shelter, connection, and expression. And then I do some journaling. I do a little appreciation rampage journaling and yesterday journaling or pray rain journaling. I sometimes talk about those. Basically, those are where you talk about something that you're visualizing as if you're actually living that right now with a focus on how it feels in your senses and emotionally. So it's a very powerful manifestation tool. I just do it for fun. I rarely actually am trying to manifest anything these days. Yeah, it's just for fun. And then lately I have been, so typically at that point I would go do dance and yoga. But lately I've been doing this thing where I'm going through some files I got back. And it's basically 15 years worth of my photos, videos, writing that got lost, and I got it back recently. So I've been going through it, like, consolidating, and it's kind of a trip down memory lane. It's actually really trippy. It's like time travel. And I've also been minimizing my digital footprint lately. So I go on social media and I'm just sort of like, yeah, just like deleting things and like pulling back from those specific platforms a bit. That's kind of a new part of my routine, but the rest of it I've been doing for like, I'm actually going on 5 years now of meditation and yoga, so it's a long time. And after that, I do go into I just dance for fun. I've been doing that for about 2 years. It's just free form. And then I do yoga. Yoga has been my biggest challenge this year specifically. I have not been doing it every day. On average, I've been doing it about 2 to 3 times a week, but lately I've been getting back into doing it every day, and I would like to do that going forward because it's a huge difference for me. And after that, let's see. Well, I typically have either clients or I try and do a YouTube video, although lately the files I've been going through have been eating into my creativity time, so I haven't been releasing videos much in the last several weeks, but that's why. So I just got those files back. So typically I will take clients between like 10 and 1 if I have clients that day, or I'll do a video if not. I was for a while doing a walk around the neighborhood at that time as well. And we have an inversion chair in this house, so I will hang upside down on it for a little while. It feels really good. It's good for the back. I sleep on the floor still, like always. So it's nice for the back if it gets stiff from that. And then I'll eat. I usually start eating around 1 p.m. and I usually eat the same things every day. I have either Beyond Burger or Impossible Burger with like a whole bunch of vegetables, or I sometimes will make a meat sauce out of that and have it with like lentil noodles, or I'll just have a salad with like salmon or tuna, or I'll have eggs with veggies. It's pretty much I just eat the same things like every night. And I try and get enough protein in around this time because I stop eating around 4:30, 5 o'clock typically, so that I can get a nice long fast in. Not always, and if I don't eat enough protein, I'll end up snacking later, which is, yeah, I usually eat like potato chips, a lot of potato chips, unfortunately. But what can you do? I have been walking about 10,000 steps a day all year. That's my average, I would say. A lot less than when I was in Sedona. That was probably averaging 15 to 20,000 a day. But I also maintain a lower body weight now. Like I'm averaging 115 all year, 115 pounds. Right now I'm at 120. I don't know why. Probably because I wasn't walking as much because I was going so hardcore on these files for the last month. So I likely gained weight because I was like shirking on my walking and my yoga. But yeah, it's weird. Like I'm walking less, not hiking really much, but lower body weight. I don't know. So that's pretty much my whole routine. I just have like free time. I try and get mindfulness in during the day, which is just like nothing. For sure, I try to do that. And I stop eating, like I said, around 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's like wind down time. I don't do any night meditation or yoga anymore. So that's probably something that I could get into more. Maybe in 2022, that would be a goal of sorts. Because I definitely was benefiting from that when I was in Sedona. It was nice to have that nighttime meditation for sure. And the yoga, I was doing double yoga, which was really great. So I'm thinking about that for 2022. And I go to sleep around 8 or 9. So this is on average. There were parts during this year where my sleep time was like, I was waking up later, like around 6 and going to bed around 10, but it's not my preference. I really much prefer waking up early around 4. I love it. And going to bed around 8 or 9. And I think that's my whole thing. I think that's like all that I do. I do post a lot on Snapchat. That's my, other than YouTube, that's my other main source of like creative expression to the outside world. And I'm very like private about who I let follow that because it's very much, I just document my whole life. And my primary objective with that is I love seeing where I was at 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years ago. I love that. I love the snap memories because it gives me I think when you start living for rituals every day and a more focused spiritual life, the linear time starts to fall away. It's like disintegrating and it's more like Groundhog Day every day. And it becomes cyclical more, but it's a spiral. So I can see where I'm at, like where I was on the spiral, if that makes sense. So I like it for that reason. And it's less toxic than Facebook, maybe, and Instagram. I find them to be, especially in light of recent events. And then last year, this Social Dilemma, I think it was called, on Netflix. I didn't see it, but I just like read about it. I was just like, you know what? I like YouTube. I like Snapchat. I do like TikTok. I'm not on it, but I do enjoy it. And so, yeah, I've just been trying to remove myself from some other platforms just for now. And there's other aspects to my routine that will come into play, like I do yard work sometimes, but that is not every day. I'm talking about everyday things in this. Like every 2 weeks, I like to go to a matinee movie about every 2 weeks, and I get like a massive thing of popcorn. And I like to go to matinees because I'm almost always alone in the theater, and I just kick back and I just like stuff my face, and it's cathartic. I can like cry openly in the theater. Even if there's people there, I do it anyways. I just don't care. And then after that, I usually go to this yogurt place, frozen yogurt place. I try and get sugar-free yogurt, and then I like just go crazy with the toppings. And it's just like my splurge day. It's like the opposite day, and I love it. I love it. I also often when I go out walking, I either go to this local rail trail or to a very specific park. Or like I said, around my neighborhood, there's a nice lake down the street, so it's really nice. And yeah, that's basically my life right now. And the only things I can think of that I'm in the process of right now for the future is I'm actually making a legal name change. You are the first people I'm telling. I didn't even tell my family that. But I'm changing my legal name to Abby Harmony because it is not that right now. I do not like my legal name, and I am waiting for my birth certificate to come in the mail so I can file that paperwork. And that is exciting for me. And I will be getting an ID and a passport finally with that name eventually because it's a very slow process right now. Everything's so slow, at least in my state, with processing legal stuff due to COVID and just in general. So, and I'm also in the process of transitioning my car to a vehicle I inherited. So that is emotional, and that's like been a bit tough for me because I lived in my old car, and it was my first major like physical manifestation, like big ticket item back in the day when I was like trying to specifically manifest, and I was doing it, and I just loved it so much. Like I love that car so much. So it's just the process of letting go. It may seem trivial to you, and I understand it's just a thing, but I lived in it, and it's just this one major thing from my past. So yeah, it is what it is, and I'm going through the process. I'm letting it go. It's not going to be really that big of a deal, but that's where I'm at. And just doing my thing. So if you have any questions about my routine or life in general, I guess, go for it. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. I do want to say one more thing. I do find that for anyone on a spiritual journey, however they got there, routines are everything. And that's why I have one, and I'm so focused on it, because it really allows me to see my own behavioral and thought patterns very clearly when I do the same things for my own self-care and health and for service for the world every day. All right, I love you. I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.